For years, he's carried the weight of the bar and the hopes of a nation. Two-time Olympian, record breaker, one of the world's best, EJ Obiena has rewritten what Filipino athletes can achieve on the international stage.
Being number 2, being a 6-meter jumper, being an Olympian, these are all dreams. These are all, I would like to be that. But did I know? Hell no, man. It's a journey.
But today, his journey is evolving because for EJ, it's no longer just about how high he can go.
Pole vaulting, you can't really do it without the pit, without the landing area, without the standards, without poles. And that often is the biggest hindrance for a lot of kids that want to try it. So unfortunately, it's not like basketball. There are courts, you just grab a ball, you shoot, and you can start. We need that accessibility. I want to be able to provide that.
But how many others he can lift with him?
I want to make sure that what I've experienced, a lot more Filipinos will be able to experience as well.
EJ Obiena, jumping high, dreaming big for himself and for Filipino athletes to come. Now the story gets personal. I'm Charles Tiu, and this is Beyond the Game.
We are here today with Philippine pole vaulting icon EJ Obiena. It is my pleasure, my privilege to have you here, EJ.
Thank you.
I just want to say, I met you 6 years ago. At that time, you were just a guy trying to make a name for yourself, about to compete in the SEA Games, and now you've become like an icon for the Philippine sports. And I just want to say I'm really proud of you, and I want to
thank you.
That. I mean, I enjoyed following and supporting your journey. Now, let's talk about this recent event that you had here. What does it mean to you having an event here and winning it?
It's big. Having the event here is, of course, something I really wanted to bring. Something amazing, something I want to show, let the Filipino people see what pole vaulting is all about. But at the same time, it kind of puts my reputation on the line. Competing at your home is a little bit different. You can't lose. Like, it's almost like it would hit you big time. So it's kind of a risk, but at the same time, I really wanted to showcase the event and bring it home, bring it here.
Thank you so much, bro, for making my dream come true, giving us athletes a good platform, and hopefully we'll do this again. Thank you.
But then seeing all the support that you got there, I mean, it was rainy, there was a lot of events happening that day, but everybody showed up. I mean, was that something you expected that it would turn out like that?
I'm surprised, the people stayed despite the rain. People came despite of everything else that's happening. Surprised with the energy as well, and really, whole organization of it is really something impeccable. It's I didn't, even in my wildest dream, I didn't think of it.
You know what impressed me was that initially I was like, who are these people he's competing? But when I look at the ranks, I'm like, wow, these guys are pretty good. Obviously, I think a lot of us were hoping your rival, the Plantis, is that how you say his name, he'd be there, but he wasn't. But
he's having his bachelor's party, so that's why he couldn't come.
But speaking of that guy, that's kind of like what we say in tennis, like everybody's so good, but you're in the era of like Djokovic. Nadal. Is it kind of like that?
It is. I mean, I need to admit it to a certain degree that he is the GOAT of the sport. Right now, you've jumped 630, you've broken the world record numerous times. It's incredible what he's doing. At the same time, I wouldn't be jumping the way I'm jumping without him. I probably would have settled the 580, 590 bars if he didn't exist at the time. It's both a good and a bad. You end up pushing yourself to the limits, and I think that's a good thing.
One thing that I noticed, and I know I was following you throughout your trip here, the camaraderie of all you competitors. It seems like you guys are solid. It's not like in other sports where there's a bit of rivalry or acts. Like, seems like you guys all get along. You took them out the trip.
Yeah.
Why is it like that?
We compete to win. We're competitors. We're athletes. But at the same time, I can't really do anything to make the other guy jump less. It's a game where you're competing with yourself in the bar. And it's decided who jumps the highest on that day. Therefore, the camaraderie that it's kind of built is a little bit different. At the same time, the difficulty of the event, there's a very small niche of people that truly understand my struggles, and it's gonna be them. And maybe you probably could relate to this. You know, I see them more than my family.
Yeah.
Because I'm competing with them almost every weekend, and I'm seeing these guys. One thing led to another, you know, some coffee dates and stuff, going to town sometimes, and from rare instances, you get to borrow someone's post if your posts don't make it. So it's a good dynamic.
It's a fresh change to me, and watching you guys. It's like you guys were, when the guy's ready, preparing for his jump. I see you or the other guys hyping up the crowd, and it's like, that's kind of a nice feeling. It's like, that's a pretty nice experience.
They cheer for each other, but when it's your turn, you stand alone. No defense, no tricks, just a race against your own nerves. It looks peaceful to the crowd, but it's a quiet kind of war. And for EJ, the war cry is simple.
Oh yes, he gave it a tickle, more than a tickle.
What goes in your head?
Don't mess it up. This usually, when you're free flowing, it's much easier. I've been doing this for quite some time. Of course, from different days, there's gonna be different nuances that you need to really focus on. But on a perfect day, you just do it. And sometimes thinking about things really hinders it. You restrict that free flow. You've done this a million times, you know. You just gotta do it the way your body already knows how to. You just gotta let go. So on those days, it's like I'm taking a ride back. I just really let the training kind of take itself and do its course. And
Don't mess it up.
Yeah.
That's it. Wow. Well, how much of this sport is mental? How much is physical? I mean, because
I think it's 50-50. To get to a certain point, you gotta be strong, you gotta be also talented and gifted. You gotta be able to carry yourself, your own weight, you gotta be fast, you're strong. All these things are part of the event. But at the same time, if you wanna win, if you wanna compete at the highest level, I think that's where the mental side of the game kinda really revolves, you know, performing under pressure, knowing that even if this is the last or make or break attempt, you can summon yourself to do it. That's all mental. And with that, I would say it's 50-50.
yeah, I was just thinking, like, when you miss your first 2 jumps and you got to make your third, right?
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking, man.
A lot of pressure. And did that kind of happen to you in the Olympics to make it to the final round?
Yes.
Especially, I was just thinking, like, when you miss your first 2 jumps and you got to make your third, right?
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking, man.
A lot of pressure. And did that kind of happen to you in the Olympics to make it to the final round?
Yes, not the way I wanted it to go, but, you know, it happens. It happens.
Now, what's a day like for you when it comes to training? I know you're pretty much training year-round, but I'm curious, so what's a training day like, or a routine day for you?
It's very repetitive. So, you know, we have cycles. We don't follow the week. I follow a 4-day cycle. So like 2 trainings, and 1 training, then physio and recovery, and then rest, and then I start again. Usually we do technical sessions first to make sure that the CNS, the central nervous system, is fresh and firing the way it should be. Then you focus on the technical aspect, get the timings right, the feeling, all these sensations that you need to be feeling, and then usually we do a gym work, either strength training, pull runs, or really specifically in improving your physical prowess. And then usually we have gymnastics the next day, and then we have some, I'll say, long sprints to build speed, at the same time endurance. And then the last day is really the thing that I hate the most. It's the speed, endurance, lactic, threshold, and all these, like, it makes you ask yourself why you're doing it. So that you repeat it, and a lot of times it moves around, depends on the season, depends on the period of training. But in general, that's the way it is.
You watch a lot of film, and there's like diet also a big.
Of course, it's a weight game as well. The lighter you are, the pull is gonna push you much faster.
better though that you're a taller, lanky person or a shorter?
It really depends. I mean, you've seen it during the competition. We have the Polish guy who's like so big, it's like a tank, and then you have Ursus like really thin and lanky. It depends on your technique, the way you do it. This year, usually I prefer to approach it, and I want to get as strong as I can and as lean as possible. But I was not able to really train as well as I would want this year. Therefore, I really focus on trying to get as much out of my body. So I'm actually 2 kilos lighter than I normally are.
You still are pretty much in your prime, right? Like, what's the normal prime age for pole vaulting?
I'll say until like 35, you definitely are still in your prime. But from there on, you kind of start, physically decline.
And is that a target age you want to be competing till? And do you have like a set number of years that you want to be competing?
I don't have a set number of years, I would say, but it's more if I still believe I can compete with the best of the best and still compete competitively, and I'm still motivated to keep going. It truly is like that, because I can't say, okay, I'll go in LA and focus on LA, but come LA time, I know for a fact that I'm not capable of it anymore. Then why waste my time, waste my coach's time, waste everybody's time? It's a fact of the sport. Sometimes it's not just how motivated you are, it's also your body. And sometimes it's not just your body, it's also your mind. If you're fully into it, you're still committed to make those sacrifices day in, day out, then you're still capable, you're still able to.
Before prime years even mattered, it started simple. A way up, a way out, and a sport that could open doors.
I know you've been in pole vaulting since you were young, but what were the goals? Like, why did you like pole vaulting? Was it just to compete, just because you enjoyed it?
It's always been a means to an end kind of thing. I wasn't born in a family where I could choose which university I would go to. And you know how it is in UW, they offer scholarship. It's a big help. So at that point, I saw pole vaulting. I have my dad, arguably at that time the best coach in the country. So might as well take that opportunity. I wanted a better future for myself, and I wanted to get into a school where you actually study. So it was a tough thing to get in. But at the same time, pole vaulting is such a small niche sport that it makes more sense for me to put my time there than hurdling, which actually my first event. So I chose pole vaulting to get a better future, to get a scholarship, and then one thing led to another, being selected to compete for the Philippines, realizing I can do better than this. I could possibly compete with these in the region and hopefully medal in Southeast Asian Games, and then from there, kind of just grew. I mean, as a kid, you always wanted to be an Olympian, but you never really know if that's gonna ever come true.
It's funny. I mean, some athletes, you say when they were younger, I'm gonna be the best player, this and that. It didn't seem you had that same vision, but I mean, did you think it'd be as high as number 2? It's kind of crazy, man. I mean, a Filipino ranked number 2 in the world. It's pretty impressive, right?
No idea, at least when I started. The closer you are, the more realistic it becomes. I think the harder it also becomes, because you're capable of it, but there's a lot of things that you need to be able to control to be able to execute and do it. Being number 2, being a 6-meter jumper, being an Olympian, these are all dreams. These are all, I would like to be that. But did I know? Hell no, man. Like, I started, the moment I left Philippines and trained in Italy, all I wanted to do was jump 5 meters. And 11 years and a couple meters, it's a journey. It's been.
Now, you achieved a lot pole vaulting, obviously, probably your best in Philippine history. But what do you consider your biggest achievement in pole vaulting? Was it your Asian championships, Olympics? Now, you've achieved a lot pole vaulting, obviously, probably the best in Philippine history. But what do you consider your biggest achievement in pole vaulting? Was it your Asian Championships, Olympics?
Maybe right now it wouldn't be the medals, because those are replicable. But I think the attention of the sport that it's getting, I'm very proud of that. Being able to bring the first tour event competition in the Philippines is definitely something I'm super proud of. Being able to have that kind of competition in my home country is probably the biggest, I would say, right now.
I think so. I mean, you're putting the sport in the map. Even people like us who only, well, mostly care about basketball, we're like, wow. When you became the first Asian to pass that 6 mark, what was going through your head? Like, what did that feel like, though?
Finally, I knew I was capable of it. I've had jumps over 590 that if the bar was set at 6 at that point, it would have been a make. So I knew I had it in me, but a lot of people definitely believed that, but never did. And the moment I was able to pull it off, initially it was just a bar for me to make because it was in the competition. I needed to make that to take the lead and win it. So it was just a bar for me to make. But then when it suddenly synced in, I started running to my coach and actually kind of started tearing up because I said, you know, a lot of things can be taken away. Other people could be more decorated athletes. The first ever Asian to ever done 6 meters, it's gonna be me forever. It's gonna be a Filipino who's done it, and that is something truly momentous for me. It's a culmination of a lot of things that I've been through, and now we're finally here. It's not a weight off my chest, but it's more like an achievement that I'm finally able to materialize, that I truly knew somehow that I could do it.
Is there something that you still want to accomplish in the sport?
Yeah, there's still a lot, actually.
Or what are some of the short-term goals, at least?
Short term, I want to continue to represent the country and continuously, solidify my status as one of the best pole vaulter I've ever lived. With that comes the medals, the records, and all these little things that makes you a significant figure in the sport. At the same time, have avenues that I still want to pursue. I want to make sure that what I've experienced, a lot more Filipinos will be able to experience as well. And those things, pretty much.
And that kind of leads me to the advocacy that you're kind of doing. I know you're building facilities.
Yeah.
Can you talk about the work that you have?
So pole vaulting, you can't really do it without the pit, without the landing area, without the standards, without poles, and that often is the biggest hindrance for a lot of kids that want to try it. So unfortunately, it's not like basketball. There are courts, you just grab a ball, you shoot,
Exactly.
and you can start. We need that accessibility. I want to be able to provide that at the very least to a couple of cities. I cannot change the whole country, but hopefully I could change a couple of cities and give opportunity to a couple of kids. So we have one in Lawag, we have one in Tagum, and I'm looking right now in Visayas where's the strategic place to put it, because I want it to be where there's no facility, so the kids that want to try it gets to try it. They might not be winning right now, but that's how we start, We get a bigger pool of talent, and then maybe the next Olympians are going to come there. And that's the goal, that's the plan. I'd hope that we get the talents that we need. At the very least, we get some of them out of the province, get better education here, and get in the big schools and have a better future.
Such a noble thing. It makes my heart melt. What are your immediate plans for the next year or so? I know it's been a bit of a down year for you, from your body to everything, but what's next for you?
First, rest. Give the body time to recover, heal those little nicks and bolts that needs to be solid by the time I start. I'm gunning for SEA Games, gunning for a World Indoor Championship. I've not really competed indoors as competitively as I could. I would love to get that medals ticked off. A world championship, a world indoor championship medal would be nice. So that is something I'm looking forward to. At least at that track where they're gonna have it, I'm undefeated since 6 years now, I think. So it's a good place for me to aim for it, shoot for my shot. So that's something. And of course, Asian Games coming right up. So immediate goals are those major championships coming my way.
What do you actually like doing outside of pole vaulting when you're off season or what? What's it like being you, or what do you enjoy?
What I enjoy playing tennis, to be honest. Yeah, I'm a bit of an active person. I like playing tennis. I like driving fast cars and tracks, and those kind of things is something I truly enjoy. Do I get to do it as much as I would want to? No, but yeah, you know, a little bit of work-life balance, I guess, is needed.
When you retire, what would you want to do?
There's a lot of things that I have, but of course I would love to finish my studies, finish reading electronics engineering and all of these things, but at the same time hopefully be able to still have a hand with, you know, the sport. It's been a part of my life for so long. It's given me so much. I'd really hope, you know, there's gonna be next Filipinos who can experience what I've experienced, be able to see the world through their physical prowess, their abilities, and open doors. It's such a powerful moment. It's a powerful thing, and I think it teaches us things that we can't learn in school. So I would hope to be able to do that and improve the, you know, the status of Philippine athletics at the very least.
Do you see yourself ending up in the Philippines again?
It's home. It's different to be here. It's the traits that I've learned here that made me the way I am. So I would love to be able to experience, you know, it's a different country. It's a different culture. It's where I belong.
Well, EJ, I wish you more success. I wish you good health always. And
thank you.
I pray you continue to inspire us Filipinos and do what you do best. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
EJ Obiena has chased heights the world once thought impossible for a Filipino. He's fought through setbacks, broken records, carried a nation's pride. And now, he's building a future for the next generation to climb even higher. From the kid who just wanted a way up, to the athlete who now opens doors for others. His journey is still rising, still evolving, still far from done. Because the heart that lifts him, the heart that pushes him forward, has always led back to one truth.
Yes, he gave it a tickle, more than a tickle.
Home. This is Charles Tiu. Join us again next week as we learn the winning strategies and champion mindset of winners, movers, and shakers. This is Beyond the Game.